What we're engaging in now, though, is our own experiment in what reorganizing planetary chemistry. And so that's obviously that is the source of my bleak assessment of our future,
Hmm.
whether or not the fungi are here, and they'll be here long after we're gone.
So something will prevail. It'd be nice if it was more of us for longer, but
I
something
don't
definitely
know.
prevails.
Oh, I don't think so. I think we're a rather unpleasant. I think the bad outweighs the good when it comes to Homo sapiens. So the sooner that we're swept away, the better. I think the planet would be a place of less suffering. There will be less net suffering in the universe if we were whipped away, which we surely will be. Um,
Mm. Respectfully, I disagree. I do believe that we are doing incredible harm, and orchestrating a lot of suffering. But it's not as though nature without us is this Disney world that doesn't include suffering and death and destruction and all of
Absolute.
that. Yeah,
Absolute. I mean, I don't know whether can I use the F word. I mean,
go
zoology.
for it.
Zoology is a fucking nightmare. I mean, that's the truth. Darwin knew this, and he edged around that issue of suffering in nature. So yeah, whether humans are here or not, we're um, yeah, sentient life, consciousness is a bad thing when it comes to well, it provides the uh, option to suffer, the ability to suffer. The difference is, though, with us is that we can make we I don't believe in free will, but we have the fantasy of being able to make decisions, and the decisions that we do make, for example, in what industrialized agriculture, for example, that's a net source of suffering that is avoidable. And so we deserve to. The aliens are watching us, and yeah, they're not going to. We're not going to get out of. We won't get a get out of jail free card because we also see that other species of mammals are attacking one another.
I mean,
We're,
certainly
we're
not. Yeah.
particularly nasty. We're probably not the smartest organisms on the planet. There are cetaceans, there are whales with immensely larger brains, but yeah, they don't engage in any industrialized forms of suffering.
I mean, have yet to evolve the capacity to do so, perhaps.
They've got flippers. I mean, this was Huxley recognized this in the 19th century. Here's the problem: it's the hand.
We just got rid of those
We do
pesky
a lot of bad
thumbs.
shit. We do a lot of bad shit with our hands and with our brains. And yeah, a whale can't build a prison. Yeah.
I am almost, I'd say, like too often have the tendency to lean into a more sort of bleak outlook on how this is all going. And also, again, I again respectfully disagree around humanity. I think if we can't get our stuff together, and make some serious positive changes, then we've got what's coming down the pipeline is what we deserve.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and still, I think that, and this is a quote that I read even just today. Actually, it was something to the effect of like, how we perceive the world has a big influence on how we act, and how we act has a big influence on the impact we have on the world, and thus the sum total of those impact, really matter. And that when the choice is between sort of like pessimism or optimism tends to be a better choice, not because it's like woo woo or naive to like eliminate the bad, but because it just seems like a sort of pessimistic outlook doesn't create, certainly won't create a better world. And
But
an
I think,
optimistic one might, if we
yeah,
choose to. And so I just don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think humanity has a lot of potential, and some beautiful things have come through us. And if we could start sort of shifting the ratio between the beautiful things that we can create and the harm that's been done and that we are doing, I think it would be worth us sticking around. And if we can't, like I said, then we've got coming down the pipeline is we're going to get what we deserve.